Alright, welcome back. In this video, we are going to do a practical demonstration of CycloneDX and SBOM scans with the help of Trivy. Okay, so all you have to do is just go on Google and search for SBOM Trivy, and this will be the first link that you will be redirected to, and this will be the documentation that you would be referring to. Okay, now again, we have already gone through the theory, so we won't be jumping on the theory. Okay, but once again, as a revision, CycloneDX depends like mostly focuses on scanning on vulnerability. However, SPDX is mostly focused on licensing, right? Okay, so these are the two commands that TB would be utilizing, okay, as a reference. Okay, now what it does, it will again, so treat the image followed by the image name. That structure remains the constant. The only thing that we are adding over here is we're storing the output in result.json, and then the format that we want to do is it would be an SPDX format. Okay, so per package dependencies. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this entirely, and this is an SPDX SBOM scan. Okay, I'll go to the terminal. Okay, and I'll just put this fire this command and just press on enter. Okay, now what it will do, it will just scan and store the result on result.json. When I do a cat on result.json, this is the output that we are getting. Okay, now here you can see we are getting the report such as it depends on, that is the relation type over here. There is an SPDX element ID and there is an related SPDX element. Okay, and right now it is difficult for us to understand what actually the thing is trying to say. So we need a visualizer which will help us to visualize what the report is trying to say. Go to Google and search for SPDX viewer. Okay, and here you have something called Rancher. Okay, this is a very good tool that I am using for visualization. All you have to do is whatever output that we had stored in result.json, you just have to import it. So I'll just click on import, and here you can see we are getting the visualization. How do we read it? Okay, now here it is telling us the SPDX version, that is 2.3. This is the license version, the unique license number CC0-1.2. Reference ID, that is SPDX reference document, and it is created by which organization? So again, maintained by Aqua Security, and the tool used is Trivy, and the documentation namespace. Now here you can see there are multiple packages that are currently present. Now here we are getting the information what packages are used by Alpine. Okay, and it is showing Alpine 3.15 base layout, keys, APK tools, busybox. These are all the packages that are inside that Alpine image. Okay, and again here you can see the version, the license, and the SPDX reference ID. Now let's say if I copy this reference ID and I go to the relationship. Now, if you remember here, we were getting the depends on section, and this is the area that defines, that is giving us the clarity that what sort of image is dependent on what sort of services. So if I just paste the reference ID which I had copied earlier from packages, that was of busybox. Okay, it is saying that that package is depending on busybox. Okay, now what is the reference? What is the thing that we are learning from here? Okay, so it is just like A and B hierarchy. Okay, so A depends on B, but if B is having any vulnerability, then it will directly affect A. So that is the thing that we are learning over here. So depend on the says that if something goes wrong with package B, then it will have an indirect effect on package A. Okay, so yeah, that was all about SPDX, where we learned about how you can do the visualization for an image that is Alpine 3.15. Now let us do the same. Okay, let me clear the screen. Now let us perform the same with CycloneDX. So what you have to do is just copy this entire command once again, and instead of format, just type CycloneDX. So I'll just paste it over here, and here I'll just remove SPDX-JSON, and here I'll write CycloneDX. Just make sure the spelling is correct. CycloneDX output is in result.json, and the image will be again Alpine 3.15. Now what it will do, it will again write the report, and things will be available to us. Now how do we visualize it? But before even that, I'll just do a cat, and here again it is difficult for us to read this JSON. Again, we'll need a visualizer. I'll open a tab again. I'll write CycloneDX viewer, and here we have a tool created by Sunshine, which is a SBOM visualization. All you have to do is just choose the file, click on result.json, and here you can see the file is getting loaded. Okay, And here you can see all the summary is present over here. Okay. Now, CycloneDX is dependent on Trivy, and this is used for vulnerability scanning. Okay. Here it is showing the main component, type container, name of the image. Okay. And then it is maintained by accurate security. It is showing the as the SHA-1 hash. Okay. Here we are getting the serial number. Okay. And the component that is used. So component type is application component. Okay. Now, if I scroll to the bottom, here you can see the component chart. Okay. It is telling us the base layers that it has scans. Now, if I scroll all the way to the bottom, here we are getting the complete details. Now, what is the component? What is the depth? What are the things that it is dependent on? Okay, and it is the dependency of which image? Okay. Now, again, it is showing us the license also. So these are all the details that we are getting. Now, again, in terms of vulnerability, if you want to just scan only the things which are of critical, so just select this filter and click on apply setting. It will only show us the images, the base layers that are of critical severity. Okay. So that is how we use Sunshine SBOM viewer. Okay. And now if you want to report this, okay, you can just click on print and things will be visible to you. Okay. And now, yeah. So if I go back again, I'll just choose the file. Okay. So there are different ways to print it. You can just go and create an Excel, you can create a CSV and just share it to the people who will do the patching thing, right? So in this video, we learned about how you can generate an report using SBOM, using Trivy. We learned about CycloneDX and SPDX, right? So yeah, that was all, and I will see you in the next one.